Take a look at this tree. It doesn't look like it belongs on Earth. With its thick, dense crown, shaped like a tightly furled umbrella, a floating mushroom, or a hovering alien spacecraft, it appears almost extraterrestrial. But the most astonishing feature of this tree isn't its shape. If you cut into its bark, it doesn't ooze clear sap. It bleeds. A deep, viscous, blood-red resin flows out, staining the pale wood beneath. This is the dragon's blood tree, Dracaena Cinnabari, and it exists almost nowhere on this planet except for a single isolated island. Today, we're going to uncover the science behind this extraordinary tree, why it looks the way it does, why it bleeds, how humans have used this crimson resin for thousands of years, and why the species is now fighting for its survival. A slow-motion tragedy unfolding right now. This is the untold story of one of Earth's strangest, most beautiful, and most fragile evolutionary masterpieces. The dragon's blood tree is endemic to the island of Socotra, a rugged, otherworldly landmass in the Arabian Sea. Socotra is a territory of Yemen, located about 150 miles off the coast of Somalia and roughly 240 miles from mainland Yemen. It is often called the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean, because more than one-third of its plant species exist nowhere else on Earth. The island is a biological time capsule, an ancient ecosystem preserved by isolation, geology, and an extreme climate. And rising above this alien landscape stands its most iconic resident, the dragon's blood tree. Its shape seems impossible at first glance. A wide, perfectly rounded crown atop a bare, smooth trunk. It looks engineered, sculpted, intentional. But its silhouette is not decorative. It is the result of millions of years of evolution responding to one of the harshest environments on Earth. Socotra receives very little rainfall. Instead, it relies on moist sea air, seasonal fog, and occasional monsoon humidity. The dragon's blood tree evolved a spectacular solution to survive this scarcity. Its dense, umbrella-like crown acts like a massive atmospheric water trap. Countless tiny leaves capture moisture from fog, mist, and humid air currents. Droplets condense on the foliage and branch tips, then travel along the branches, down the trunk, and into the roots. This natural fog harvesting system allows the tree to survive even when rain is nearly non-existent. The canopy also creates a large patch of deep shade beneath the tree. This constant shadow reduces evaporation, protects shallow roots from the intense tropical sun, and maintains cooler soil temperatures, conditions that are essential not only for the adult tree, but for the survival of its seedlings. This combination of water capture and self-created shade is evolutionary engineering of the highest order. It makes the dragon's blood tree a master of survival. But it also makes it incredibly specialized, and specialization always comes with consequences. Now we come to its most famous feature, the blood. When the bark is wounded, the tree releases a deep red resin. This isn't blood, of course, but a sophisticated chemical defense system. The vivid color comes primarily from Dracaena, a powerful natural pigment. Alongside it, the resin contains high concentrations of flavonoids and polyphenols, compounds known for their antioxidant and antimicrobial properties. The resin performs two critical biological tasks. First, it acts as a barrier against infection. When the tree is injured, the resin oozes out and quickly hardens into a protective scab. Its antimicrobial chemistry prevents bacteria, fungi, and insects from entering the wound. For a slow-growing tree in an arid and stressful environment, infection can be deadly. So this rapid chemical shield is essential. Second, the resin seals moisture inside the tree. By forming an airtight barrier over the wound, it prevents precious water from evaporating. In Socotra's dry climate, this can mean the difference between survival and death. This blood has also been central to human culture for more than 3,000 years. Throughout antiquity, dragon's blood resin was harvested from Socotra and exported across the ancient world. The Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, Persians, Indians, and Chinese used it as a dye, a wound salve, a varnish, incense for rituals, and even as a component in medical treatments. Some medieval manuscripts were colored with it. the resin was believed to have powerful healing and mystical properties. And while much of the ancient mythology was symbolic, modern science has confirmed that the resin does indeed have strong anti-inflammatory and wound healing effects. Research today continues to explore potential applications in metabolic and neurological fields, though these areas remain early and experimental. What was once considered magic is now being understood chemically. But the very traits that make this tree extraordinary also make it vulnerable. The dragon's blood tree grows slowly, unbelievably slowly. A seedling may take 10 to 15 years just to form a recognizable stem. It can take a century to develop its iconic umbrella shape. Many individuals are believed to live hundreds of years, possibly over 1,000. This is a life form built for stability, not speed. Its reproduction cycle is equally delicate. The tree produces small, dark berries that are eaten by birds, especially the Socotra starling, although several frugivorous birds participate in seed dispersal. The seeds pass through the digestive system and are dropped into rocky crevices where they may germinate. But germination is only the first challenge. Young seedlings require shade and moisture, conditions created almost exclusively by the adult tree's canopies. Without shade, the seedlings are scorched and die. Without established adults, there is no next generation. This fragile dependency is breaking down. Across large regions of Socotra, scientists are observing a disturbing pattern. Old trees everywhere, young trees almost nowhere. The adult population is not being replaced. Regeneration has collapsed in many areas, and the species is now declining in slow motion, not because adult trees are dying rapidly, but because new trees are failing to establish at all. Climate change is amplifying this crisis. Socotra is experiencing longer, hotter droughts. Fog patterns are shifting. The moisture the trees depend on is declining. And in recent decades, the island has been struck by unusually intense tropical cyclones, storms that did not historically reach Socotra with such frequency or power. The dragon's blood tree has a structural weakness. Its umbrella crown acts like a massive sail. Cyclone winds can snap branches or topple ancient trees that have survived for centuries. The result is a dangerous combination: declining moisture, increasing heat, and destructive storms, all hitting a species that reproduces painfully slowly. Without intervention, the dragon's blood tree forests of Socotra may not survive the coming centuries. This is not merely the loss of a species, it is the loss of a unique evolutionary lineage, an entire branch of Earth's natural history found nowhere else. Scientists and conservationists are working urgently to prevent this outcome. They cultivate seedlings in shaded nurseries, attempting to mimic the microclimate created by adult trees. They replant young trees in carefully selected mountain areas, though survival rates remain low. Genetic research is underway to understand which populations may be more resilient to drought and heat. Local communities, whose cultural identity is tied to the dragon's blood tree, are becoming essential partners in restoration efforts. Whether these efforts succeed is uncertain, but the dragon's blood tree stands as a powerful symbol. It shows how life can adapt with extraordinary creativity to extreme adversity. It shows how chemistry, morphology, and ecology intertwine to produce something unique and beautiful. It shows how species can survive for thousands of years, yet still fall when the environment changes faster than evolution can keep up. This tree bleeds to protect itself. Today, the entire species is bleeding, slowly and silently, as the climate shifts around it. When you look at this tree, remember the centuries encoded in its trunk, the millennia of trade, medicine, and myth carried in its crimson resin, and the delicate balance that keeps such ancient life alive. This is the tree that bleeds like a human, and its survival is now tied to our understanding of the fragile world we share. If you were captivated by the science of the dragon's blood tree, hit the like button and subscribe. There are more extraordinary stories waiting beneath the surface of our world. Veil Origins. Impossible Truths.